Hi everyone. You have spoken. God, this jumper looks massive. I used to do on my YouTube channel, back when it's way past my bedtime, I used to do videos. I used to film my videos in front of my old bookshelves because it looked really cool and I loved all my books. But then I got into Les Mis and life just meant I didn't have time to finish the bookshelf tour. Now that I have moved house, all of my books are in boxes, and so I thought I would take this opportunity to... I think we just need... I was going to say to continue the live streams, but I think we just need to draw a line underneath the previous bookshelf tours and just start again, because my entire book collection is so much bigger than it used to be. I haven't even seen a lot of these books in at least like 4 years, because the majority of my books had to stay at my parents' house because I only had one bookshelf at my flat, and so I had to leave a lot of my books behind. And then when I moved into my new house, my parents offloaded all of my books into my new house. So it's my refreshment of choice. Not sponsored, nor was I gifted. I bought this myself, just for complete transparency there. But I just thought, I've got so many books, and I think my most requested video idea from you guys is to finally complete the bookshelf tour. So I have 2 boxes worth here. I'm going to do it bit by bit. And I did put out onto my Instagram, I did a little poll whether you wanted these live streams to be on Instagram or whether you wanted them to be on YouNow on YouTube. Instagram's so much easier, and my audience is larger on Instagram, so the chances of people who want to see the bookshelf tour will see it on Instagram. But what I will do is I will save this video and then I will upload it to my second channel. That's the plan anyway. But I have internet now. Oh my God. I went 2 weeks without internet in my house, and I know that sounds like such a millennial, trivial thing, but now I have internet in my house and I'm thrilled. I'm just so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. So I'm gonna do this in no particular order, because these books are in no particular order. Some of them are from from my flat, and some of them are from my parents' house. Well, I think a lot of these are from... I think these are from my flat, but I think these were from the bottom shelf. So, also, isn't there like a sticker thing? Oh, that's awesome. I will also answer questions. Apparently you can do like you can ask questions? Is this... Can you ask questions like you can on an Instagram story? You know, when you do a Q&A on an Instagram story, can you ask questions here on a live in the same way? Because then I can do this. Wait, let me pick a question. Favourite TV show right now? This is so exciting. So every now and again I will answer a question. Favourite TV show right now? I started watching the Ted Bundy tapes today. Oliver fell asleep. Either he's very, very tired or he just wasn't interested. But it was very slow to begin with, but then it started to ramp up toward the end of the first episode, and I want to watch the second one, but I might have to do it when I'm on my own now, because Oliver did fall asleep halfway through that first one. He definitely didn't hear the end of it. So, oh my God, ask questions. I don't know how you do that, but it's great. Tell me, so do you guys have like a function that lets you ask questions? I'm so interested. Also, I'm just gonna do that. That one. Just gonna do that. Just give myself a little filter, just to make myself look a little less tired. Although I am just gonna take it off for a second and just brag about... I mean, it doesn't look that good now because I did it this morning, but I was really proud of how I did my eyeshadow today. Just going to put that out there. Okay, right. Let's start. I don't know what the best way to do this is, but let's start. Okay, the first book, The Spectacular Now by Tim Tharp. Great name. I have read this one. I don't remember exactly what it's about though, because I did read it a very long time ago. I say very long time ago, it was published in 2014, so only like 5 years ago. But apparently it's now a major motion picture, which I've not seen, but I remember really enjoying this book. It says, Sutter's the guy you want at your party. He'll get everyone dancing. He'll get everyone in your parents' pool. He has no plans for university and will probably end up folding men's shirts for a living. But right now, life's pretty fabuloso. Until he meets Amy. Amy's clueless. Amy is a social disaster. Amy needs help. It's up to Sutter to show her a splendiferous time and then let her go. But Amy's not like other girls, and before long, he's in way over his head. For the first time in his life, he has the power to make a difference in someone else's life or ruin it forever. Spectacular Now. I remember really enjoying that. Okay. Lost for Words by Stephanie Butland. Now, this one, I haven't read it yet, and I am desperate to read it, but really weird story. I picked this up at a bookshop, and I think at the time I was just browsing, but I remember picking up and going, really want to read that. And then the next time I went into a bookshop, I went, I'm just going to get it, because every time I pick it up, I'm like, I know I'm going to love this. The day after I bought this book, I went to my publishers and they were like, oh, this came for you. And it was 2 copies of Lost for Words from Stephanie Butland's editor sending it to me because she was like, I know you're going to love this book. It's totally up your street. And I was like, I literally bought it yesterday because it's completely up my street. So this is one of those books that I haven't read, but I just know. You know when you watch a video and you like the video before it's even started because it's just by someone who you know you love, you know you're always going to love their content. That's how I feel about this book. I haven't read it yet, but I've already liked it. I already know that I'm going to love this. So, Lost for Words by Stephanie Butland. Yeah, and also the cover is beautiful. This is about Loveday Cardew, which is an amazing name. She said she prefers books to people. If you look carefully, you might glimpse the first lines of the novels she loves, most tattooed on her skin. But there are some things Loveday will never show you. Into her refuge, the York Book Emporium where she works, come a poet, a lover, a friend, and 3 mysterious deliveries, each of which stirs unsettling memories. Everything is about to change for Loveday. Someone knows about her past and she can't hide any longer. She must decide who around her she can trust. Can she find the courage to right a heartbreaking wrong, and will she ever find the words to tell her own story? Sounds so good. This is one that was sent to me, and I know that because I still have the postcard from the author. This is called The Girl with 9 Wigs, a memoir by Sophie Vanderstap. I haven't read this yet. Oh my god. This is non-fiction because it's a memoir, I believe. Sophie is 21 when she is diagnosed with a rare aggressive form of cancer. A striking, fun-loving student, she finds her world reduced overnight to the sterile confines of a hospital. But within these walls, Sophie discovers a whole new world of gossiping nurses and sexy doctors, and of hair loss and eyebrow pencils. As Sophie faces the challenges of chemotherapy, wigs, now a crucial part of her life, become a powerful form of self-expression. Each of her 9 wigs makes her feel stronger and gives her a distinct personality, and that is why each has its own name. Stella, Sue, Daisy, Blondie, Platina, Uma, Pam, Lydia, and Bibi. There's a bit of Sophie in all of them, and they reveal as much as they hide. Sophie is determined to be much more than a cancer patient. I love the sound of this, and there's too many books. There's too many books and so little time. You know the movie About Time? If you've not seen it, I don't want to give too much away, but if you do know it, the way that Bill Nye's character uses his power, that's what I would do. That is what I would do. So yeah, The Girl with 9 Wigs by Sophie Vanderstap. I really hope I'm saying that right. Coca-Cola break. This is The One We Fell in Love With by Paige Toon. I love Paige Toon's books. And this was one that was sent to me. This one is signed in gorgeous fluorescent pink by Paige Toon. I haven't read it yet, and I'm desperate to. This, oh, amazingly, my sister-in-law's quote is on the back. Love it. Phoebe is caught between a rock and a hard place. Settle down and get married or return to the French Alps to pursue her passion. Eliza is in love with someone who is no longer hers. In fact, he probably never was, and her dream of becoming a successful musician seems to be vanishing before her eyes. Rose is out of a job and out of a boyfriend. To make matters worse, she's been forced to move back in with her mother, but these very different girls have one thing in common: Angus, the one they fell in love with. That sounds so good. Can I do a poll on here? Is that a function that I'm able to do? Oh my god, no, I don't want to do that. Go away. Am I able to do it? No, I don't think I am. Oh my god, something's happening. I did a thing. I don't want to do that. I also don't want to share a photo with you. That's not something I want to do. Okay, go away. Go away. Oh my god, this is like watching your granny do Instagram. Okay, well, how do you guys feel about me reading the blurbs? Is that boring? Do I just hold up the books and say, this one by this person? Or do you want the blurb? Tell me. Because I don't want to be boring you. I just burped, I'm really sorry. I don't really want to get out of the live and then come back, so just tell me in the comments. Do you just say blurb? If you want the blurb, say blurb, or say no blurb, and I will figure it out. 2 people for blurb. 3 people for blurb. Okay, you're all saying blurb. Okay, where should I go now? I love that I've just picked up this one, and it has got a Tyler Oakley binge bookmark in the back. Hilarious. Brilliant. This is Fans of the Impossible Life by Kate Skelser. I think I'm saying that right? Kate Skelser. Yeah, Skelser. I haven't read this one. Again, the majority of these I will not have read, because for every book I read, I buy 5 more. That is how I've spent the entirety of my life. So the majority of these I will not have read, and I realise that makes me look like a massively, I don't know, what's the word? If I'd read more, I'd know the word. It makes me look very unaccomplished. So apologies, but the reality of life is for every book I read, I buy 5 more. Okay. Mira is trying to pretend that she's a fully functioning human rather than a girl who can't get out of bed for days on end. Jeremy is a painfully shy art nerd in self-imposed isolation after an incident that ruined his last year of school. Suddenly, when I've decided to... Oh, someone just called me an ugly slag. You can go away. You can leave immediately. Report comment about one. Bye, loser. Okay. And Sebi... is the charming gay foster kid who seems to carry sunlight around with him. For Jeremy, it's as if he has always been expecting Sebi, though they've only just met. For Mira, she finally feels awake when she's with him. But Sebi has his own secrets, and it's only together that the 3 of them can fix their broken selves and their lives... and live their impossible lives. Sorry, just skipped ahead there. And live their impossible lives. So that's Fans of the Impossible Life by Kate Skelser. Okay. I want to find one that I have read. Okay, this is one of my favourites. This is The Tiny Wife by Andrew Kaufman. Can we just appreciate how beautiful this book is for a second? Just for a second. Look, there she is, the tiny, tiny wife. The Tiny Wife. This book. Oh my god, this book. This book. This book was actually given to me by a viewer, someone called Ellie Cook, and she is actually the person who introduced me to Andrew Kaufman, and he is now my favourite author. And she wrote in the front, "To Carrie from Ellie, we can only be who we are, no more, no less." This book is one of my favourites. It is only 88 pages, so if you want a very quick and gorgeous read, highly recommend this. A robber charges into a bank with a loaded gun, but instead of taking any money, he steals an item of sentimental value from each person. Once he has made his escape, strange things start to happen to the victims. A tattoo comes to life, a husband turns into a snowman, a baby starts to shit money. And Stacey, I literally had to pause then going, am I going to swear? I'm going to do it, sorry. It's part of the book, it's not me. And Stacey Hinterland discovers that she's shrinking a little every day, and there is seemingly nothing that she or her husband can do to reverse the process. Can Stacey and the other victims find a solution before it's too late? Oh my god, it's so good. I honestly just can't cope with Andrew Kaufman's books. Why am I now losing the ability to speak? I can't cope with Andrew Kaufman's books. His books are amazing. I'm in love with his writing. Read his books. Read his books. What is the birthday song you sing in theatre? This is your birthday song, it isn't very long. Hey! And on the hey, you have to kick your leg as high as you can. Really stagey. Okay, next is actually a script. This is Kindertransport by Diane Samuels. I went to see this play when I was in, I can't remember what year I was in, maybe like 7 or 8, and I loved it. It blew my mind. Kindertransport is an amazing, amazing play. Just prior to the outbreak of World War II, thousands of children were saved from the horror of the Holocaust by being evacuated to Britain in the Kindertransport. It was a humane initiative in the face of Nazi oppression of the Jews, but its hidden legacy was the trauma experienced by these children suddenly separated from their parents. Eva is transported to England, but her parents fail to escape Germany. She changes her name and begins the process of denial of her roots, but is haunted by her memories. It is only when her daughter discovers some letters in their attic that Eva is forced to confront the truth about her past. It's amazing. If you ever get a chance to see this play, it's unreal. I think I saw it at the Lyric Theatre in Hammersmith. It was amazing. Oh, this was a World Book Night book that I got given called Vengeance is Mine Incorporated and Other Stories, which is actually by Roald Dahl. In Vengeance is Mine Incorporated, a special collection of Roald Dahl's world-famous sinister adult stories, you'll encounter two poverty-stricken men and their extraordinary scheme to make money, the wife who ingeniously hides a murder weapon from the police, a man lying awake waiting to be bitten by the venomous snake asleep on his stomach, the newborn baby with unsettling feeding habits, and several other curious individuals in altogether odd situations. I didn't know that Roald Dahl had written like adult stories. I always just associate him with like Matilda and ECO Trot and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and, you know, all that kind of thing. So I, again, haven't read this, but cool. Okay. Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock. I did read this one, and it's not my favourite, but I enjoyed it. Leonard Peacock is turning 18 and he wants to say goodbye, not to his former best friend whose torments have driven him to consider committing something tragic and horrific, nor to his mum who's moved out and left him to fend for himself, but to his 4 friends, a Humphrey Bogart-obsessed neighbour, a teenage violin virtuoso, a pastor's daughter, and a teacher. Most of the time Leonard believes he's weird and sad, but these friends have made him think that maybe he's not, and he wants to thank them and bid them farewell. There's that. Okay, I have 2 copies of this book. This is The Drowning of Arthur Braxton by Caroline Smales. Unbelievable author. Unbelievable. I think she goes by Caroline Wallace now. But the reason I have 2 copies is because I bought it and read it and loved it. And then I became friends with Caroline. Amazingly, I became friends with Caroline, and then my quote is on the back, which is super cool. This book is awesome. I'm really sorry I just burped again because I've had too much Diet Coke. The Drowning of Arthur Braxton is an unflinching account of the pain and trauma of adolescence and how first love can transform even the most unhappy of lives into something miraculous. It is a dark and brooding modern fairy tale from one of our most gifted writers, and I wholeheartedly agree. Oh, here's my little postcard from Caroline. I just hit myself in the face with it. Amazing. Yeah, this was when she sent me the copy that had my quote on the back. This is a new ring. I say new, I bought it months and months ago. Sorry, someone asked. I bought it months and months ago, but I've replaced my Veronica ring with it. I had a ring that I used to wear on stage for Heathers, but it turned my finger green and it's gone from silver to like a weird rusty gold colour. So I wanted a blue ring to replace it, and I forgot that I bought this like way before I was in Heather's, and found it when I was unpacking boxes downstairs. So that is my new ring to represent Veronica. Speaking of Andrew Kaufman, I won't talk about this for too long because I talk about it all the time, but this is my all-time favourite book ever in the history of planet Earth. It's called All My Friends Are Superheroes by Andrew Kaufman. All Tom's friends really are superheroes. Tom even married a superhero, the Perfectionist. But at their wedding, the Perfectionist is hypnotised by her ex, Hypno, to believe that Tom is invisible. Nothing he does can make her see him. 6 months later, the Perfectionist is sure that Tom has abandoned her, so she's moving to Vancouver. She'll use her superpower to leave all the heartbreak behind. With no idea that Tom's beside her, she boards the plane. Tom has until they touch down to convince her he's there or he loses her forever. Oh my god, it's the best. You all need to read this. Unbelievable. Read it. Favourite book ever. Grow Up by Ben Brooks. Ben Brooks was my boyfriend when I was 14 years old. Really weird story. Do you remember those, I think it was for CBBC, they used to do like Serious Ocean, Serious Jungle, Serious Desert, and where they used to take like bunches of kids to the desert or the jungle or the ocean or whatever. And I don't think it was like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, but they used to take them to build, I think one of them was Serious Jungle, was they were building part of a sanctuary for orangutans or something like that. Basically, I auditioned for Serious Ocean and got to like one of the further, like the rounds where I actually had to go somewhere and do like an assault course day thing, and I met this guy called Ben Brooks, and we stayed in touch, and I was and we became like boyfriend and girlfriend for like a month, but we're both authors now, which is just really strange. So he wrote this book called Grow Up, and I bought it because I think what happened was I saw the name Ben Brooks, and I was like, I used to have a boyfriend called Ben Brooks when I was like a kid. And then when I bought it, I realised that it was the Ben Brooks. It was actually the guy who I used to be in a relationship with. And it's really good. It's really good. It's really funny. It's definitely for an older audience. I'd say like 16 and up. But it's brilliant. Who says youth is wasted on the young? One thing I've learned from being alive for 17 years is that people like to touch things very much. Things that people like to touch. Vaginas, expensive things in shops, jelly that is not ready to eat yet, cigarette lighters, necks, dead things, dogs, piercings, toddlers' cheeks, snow, each other's knees. People also like to touch death. Noel Fielding's quote on the bottom there makes you snort with laughter. I wholeheartedly agree. It's really, really good. Definitely for an older audience, like 16 and up. It's great. Bridge of Clay. This I haven't yet read. Yedrat? What's going on with me? This I haven't yet read. This I haven't read yet. This was a birthday present from a guy who worked front of house at the Haymarket Theatre called Josh. He used to come in and collect my bins every night in my dressing room, and we'd end up having like a 20-minute conversation nearly every night. Oh, there's a little letter in here. Is this? Oh yeah, this is the letter from Josh. He said, Carrie, just a little note to say thank you for being so lovely throughout the run. It's not always the case that front of house meet cast who are nice simply because, but you really are one of the sweetest people I've met in this job, and it makes a very welcome change. You've been nothing but lovely, and I'm certainly going to miss you. Now let's just make sure we both avoid that's an in-joke, I'm gonna leave that. You are amazing, enjoy the book. With love and best wishes for all your future projects, Josh. He was just the sweetest man, the sweetest guy. And he bought me this for my birthday. Ooh. And it's signed by Marcus Zusak, which is really, really cool because Marcus Zusak wrote The Book Thief, which is one of my favourite books. And just the nicest present. In the beginning, there was one murderer, one mule, and one boy, but this isn't the beginning, it's before it. 5 Dunbar brothers are living, fighting, loving, grieving in the perfect chaos of a house without grown-ups. Today, the father who left them has just walked right back in. He has a surprising request: who will build a bridge with him? It is Clay, a boy tormented by a long-buried secret who accepts. But why is Clay so broken, and why must he fulfill this extraordinary challenge? Really excited to read that. But it's one of those books that's like, hardcover, got a dust jacket, it's signed, so I'm literally like, I'm going to have to buy this in paperback to read it, because I'm not going to want to take this one out in my rucksack where I will undoubtedly ruin it. Are people being mean again? Okay, I'm finding the... I've got the username, I'm just trying to find him. Hang on. I'm assuming it's a he, that's very judgmental of me. Could be a she, could be a... not decided yet. What's the line in... Oh my god, this is moving too quickly. What's the line in Kinky Boots? Ladies and gentlemen and those who have yet to make up their minds, is that it? Okay, I can't find it. When it comes up, I'll block them, but... There's always creeps on Instagram. It's kind of annoying. But, never mind. You just gotta ignore them. Just gotta ignore them. This is Cringeworthy: How to Make the Most of Uncomfortable Situations by Melissa Dahl. This is a proof copy, actually. So, is this out yet? Oh yeah, this is out. Of course it's out, because when I get sent proof copies, I always... There we go. Whenever I get sent proof copies, by the time I actually get around to reading them, they've been out for 2 years. So I got sent this by Penguin Random House. I'm gonna burp again. So sorry. Have you ever said goodbye to someone only to discover that you're both walking in the same direction? Or had your next thought fly out of your brain in the middle of a conversation? Or accidentally liked an old photo on someone else's social media feed, revealing yourself to be a creepy stalker? I've done that far too many times. Melissa Dahl has experienced all of these awkward situations and many more. Now she invites you to follow her into all sorts of mortifying moments, drawing on personal experience and in-depth psychological research to offer a thoughtful, original take on what it really means to feel awkward. Along the way, she answers the questions that confound us all, including: why are situations without clear rules likely to turn awkward? Are people really judging us as harshly as we think they are? And does anyone ever truly outgrow their awkwardness? I think that's a book for everyone, really. This one is written by my good friend Adam Hatton. It is The Dream Guide. This is just, Adam is one of those people who knows and loves Disney World as much as I do, and finding those people is incredibly rare. So Molly Mealia Redgrave and Adam Hatton are the two people who know and love Disney World as much as I do. And Adam has written this book called The Dream Guide, which is full of tips and tricks for a Disney World holiday. So whether it's your first or 51st visit to Walt Disney World, this guide will help you plan and enjoy your dream Disney vacation. With fun facts and pro tips throughout, this is more than just an overview of the resort. It's everything you didn't know you needed to know, with advice based on your likes and dislikes at your own private tour guide. So highly recommend this for anyone who is going to Walt Disney World or is planning a trip to Walt Disney World. This, honestly, Adam knows everything about Walt Disney World. He's visited a million times as a guest. He is currently on Disney Cruise as we speak, and he's amazing. What's going on down here? Oh my god. For some reason, I just see people's... Oh, okay, let's absolutely get rid of that. Goodbye. See you later. He's gone. Yeah, you should all get the Dream Guide if you're going to Walt Disney World, because Adam, I don't know anyone who knows as much as about Disney World as Adam. The List That Changed My Life by Olivia Bairn, I'm going to say. This is, again, an uncorrected proof. Let me find out when this is out. This was out last November. Georgia loves wine, reality TV, and sitting on the sofa after work. She does not love heights, looking at her bank account, going on dates, or activities that involve a sports bra. Sounds like me. And she will never ever take a risk. That is until her braver, bolder big sister finds out that she won't be able to tick off the things she wanted to do before turning 30 and turns to Georgia to help her finish the list. With the birthday just months away, Georgia suddenly has a deadline to learn to grab life with both hands. Could she be brave enough to take the leap for her sister? And how might her own life change if she did? Sounds really good. I need to read that. This is Virgin by, I'm going to say this wrong, Radhika Sangani. I bought this, I remember buying this, I bought this in a service station when I was on tour with War of the Worlds the first time around. I remember buying it. I don't need the perfect guy, I don't need candlelight or roses, honestly, I don't even need a real bed. Ellie Kolstakis is a 21-year-old virgin. She's not religious, she's not waiting for marriage, she's not even holding on for the one. Ellie's just unlucky. But with her final year of university coming to an end, she's determined to shed her V-plates once and for all. V-plates. And she's ready to try anything, from submitting to her domineering Greek mother's matchmaking skills to embracing the world of nether waxing trends. No one wants a Hitler. And even YouTube tutorials on how to give a blow gift. It should never be a job. I mean, that's hilarious. I actually really want to read this now. But that is Virgin by Radhika Sangani. This one, I think the majority of people will know exactly what this is. This is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I binged the first series. My receipt's down here. I binged the first series, and then I also binged the second series, but I bought the book after having watched the first series. I don't think I need to read the blurb on this because it's so famous, and the majority of people will have seen the TV show. So, The Handmaid's Tale, Margaret Atwood. She's also awesome. There's like adverts for her doing the masterclass. The masterclasses on, I think it is just called Masterclass, the website. And she's like, it starts off with her saying, oh, how would I retell Little Red Riding Hood? It was dark inside the wolf. And I was like, oh, I would so read that book. Oh my God. So now I'm just waiting for her to rewrite Little Red Riding Hood. Why are people Okay. This one again is one I've talked about a lot, so I probably won't go too mad in depth. This is It's Called a Breakup Because It's Broken by Greg, I never know how to say this, Greg and Amira Ruatola Berend. I'm going to put that close up to the screen. I think this is backwards for you guys, but this is non-fiction, and it's basically about getting over breakups. It's past 2 a.m, you're on your 3rd glass of wine, stamp out that dumb French cigarette and put down that phone. No, really, don't make that call. Why? Because you're not that girl looking for another chance with someone who has proven himself unworthy of your greatness. You're not that girl sitting alone with a box of tissues when a world full of possibility waits outside her door. Starting right here, right now, it's time to dry your tears, put down that pint of ice cream, log out of his email and open this book to chapter 1 and start turning your breakup into a breakover. It's so good, honestly. If you are going through a breakup, this is all you need. Seriously, this. If people are being assholes in the comments, just ignore them. It's not worth giving them the... Okay. This is a proof copy, again. I do love a proof copy. This is The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock, which is out now. It's by Imogen Hermes Gowar. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And the blurb is, 1785, Jonah Hancock has sold his ship for a mermaid. His ownership of the novelty opens the doors to high society and brings Jonah into the thrilling orbit of Angelica Neal, the most glorious courtesan in London. The two of them begin a dangerous and delightful adventure that will change the course of their lives forever. I mean, and can we just talk about the fact that the proof copy has sprayed edges? Outrageous. So good. This is The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty. I mean, great last name. I haven't read this. Of course I haven't. Mother of three and wife of John Paul, Cecilia discovers an old envelope in the attic, written in her husband's hand. It says, to be opened only in the event of my death. Curious, she opens it and time stops. John Paul's letter confesses to a terrible mistake which, if revealed, would wreck their family as well as the lives of others. Cecilia wants to do the right thing, but right for who? If she protects her family by staying silent, the truth will worm through her heart. But if she reveals her husband's secret, she will hurt those she loves most. Oh my God. I don't remember if I bought this or if I was sent it, but that sounds amazing. This is Cinder. This is The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Mayer. I think I was given this, I seem to remember. This is part of a series. Humans and androids crowd the raucous streets of New Beijing. A deadly plague ravages the population. From space, a ruthless lunar people watch, waiting to make their move. No one knows that Earth's fate hinges on one girl. 16-year-old Cinder, a gifted mechanic, is a cyborg. She's a second-class citizen with a mysterious past and is reviled by her stepmother. But when her life becomes intertwined with the handsome Prince Kai's, she suddenly finds herself at the centre of an intergalactic struggle and a forbidden attraction. Caught between duty and freedom, loyalty and betrayal, she must uncover secrets about her past in order to protect her world's future. Because there is something unusual about Cinder, something that others would kill for. Ooh, sounds good. I'm starting to run out of space in that box now, though. How did they all fit in there in the first place? This one was given to me by I don't know who, but it's got a nice little ribbon around it. This is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Not Robin Hood, Robin Hobb. The kingdom of the Six Duchies is on the brink of civil war when news breaks that the crown prince has fathered a bastard son and is shamed into abdication. The child's name is Fitz and he is despised. Raised in the castle stables, only the company of the king's fool, the ragged children of the lower city and his unusual affinity with animals provide Fitz with any comfort. To be useful to the crown, Fitz is trained as an assassin and to use the traditional magic of the Farseer family. But his tutor, allied to another political faction, is determined to discredit, even kill him. Fitz must survive, he may be destined to save the kingdom. Ooh, interesting. Coca-Cola break. How long have I been on here now? Like half an hour? More than that? Less than that? This I won't go into too much detail because this is a very famous book. This is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, who is a genius. I bought this, I think. Yeah, I definitely bought this. I think I remember buying this. I was just fascinated by it because when you look through it, it's got like pictures, like old school photographs of the characters in the book, and I love it. A mysterious island, an abandoned orphanage, a strange collection of peculiar photographs. It all waits to be discovered in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, an unforgettable novel that mixes fiction and photography in a thrilling reading experience. As our story opens, a horrific family tragedy sets 16-year-old Jacob journeying to a remote island off the coast of Wales, where he discovers the crumbling ruins of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. My God. As Jacob explores its decaying bedrooms and hallways, it becomes clear that Miss Peregrine's children were more than just peculiar. They may have been dangerous. They may have been quarantined on a deserted island for good reason, and somehow, impossible though it seems, they may still be alive. I haven't read the book. I have seen the movie. I was in a photo shoot for the movie. Who did I play? I can't remember who I played. The one who floats. The one who flies. I was her. Okay, definitely running out of space in this box. This is Very Good Lives by J.K. Rowling. This was, it's The Fringe Benefits of Failure and the Importance of Imagination. This was the speech that she gave at Harvard University. And it's been sort of like written in gorgeous fonts with pretty illustrations, and it's beautiful. It's really, really gorgeous. And I highly recommend giving it a read. It's very inspirational. Definitely will make you feel uplifted. Love is an Empty Bar Stool. Now, this is a signed copy as well, but this is a book that you can only get in Singapore, I believe, at the... Oh my God. Oh, I saved a bit of the wrapping paper. I'm a genius. I love that. Well, I'm glad I saved that. I bought this when Oliver and I went to, what was it called? Books Actually. Books Actually? I think it's called Books Actually. And they have their own, Books Actually. They have their own publishers called Math Paper Press. And they publish books specifically by Singaporean authors. And this is poetry by Pooja Nancy, and I love it. I love it so much. It's so, so beautiful. It's, I mean, yeah, I had a really good time with this. I loved it. My favourite one was, I believe, let me find the one that my favourite was. French fries. I knew it was called French fries. My favourite one is French fries. This poem, the poem in this collection, can't speak. The poems in this collection are best read with a glass of single malt, but they work equally well in a quiet place at twilight. Test on a small area first, especially if you are in possession of a broken or breaking heart, and see your bartender immediately if side effects persist. It's called Love is an Empty Bar Stool, Pooja Nancy. Amazing book. This was also one that I got in the, there was a book vending machine at Books Actually, and I couldn't not try it, and I think it was like 15 Singaporean dollars, and it came in this wrapping paper, and I think it just said, it just said mystery book on it. Mystery book. And hilariously, so I bought that on the inside in the shop, and then what this came wrapped in was writing by Pooja Nancy. So just what are the chances of that happening? But this is The Infinite Library and Other Stories by Victor Fernando R. Ocampo. I don't know if that's two different writers. No, I think it's one writer. Victor Fernando R. Ocampo. A boy creates monsters from nanotech clay and programs them by reciting stories. A young woman finds the secret to save their doomed generation ship inside a children's primer. Residents of Bukit Batok face a slow-motion disaster that threatens to turn them into living mathematical equations. 3 Filipino siblings enter a black hole to save humanity from an enemy that uses words as weapons. The 17 stories in this loosely connected collection push the limits of form and trope, from realism to genre and experimental fiction. All speak of the unease of being between two worlds, of not quite fitting in, and also of the comfort of words and books which illuminate our way through the darkness. Okay. I have 2 more. I mean, I was going to do that entire box there, but I think it's just too much for one live stream. So, but it just means you get more live streams, so it's fine. This is When We Were Friends by Tina Seskis. Haven't read it, of course I haven't. It had always been the 6 of us. Since we met at university 25 years ago, we'd faced everything together. Breakups and marriages, motherhood and death. We were closer than sisters. The edges of our lives bled into each other. But that was before the night of the reunion. The night of exposed secrets and jagged accusations. The night when everything changed. And then there were 5. Ooh. That sounds really good. I can't remember if I bought this, if I was given it or sent it. I think I bought it. Don't remember, but When We Were Friends by Tina Seskis. And finally, This was sent to me by someone called Chloe, because it's still got the post-it note on it that says, my favourite book of all time, hope you enjoy it. This is Midwinter Blood by Marcus Sedgwick. He's an amazing writer. In 2073, on the remote and secretive island of Blessed, where rumour has it that no one ages and no children are born, a ritual sacrifice takes place. It echoes a moment 10 centuries before, when in the dark of the moon, a king was slain, tragically torn from his queen. Their souls search to be reunited, and as mother and son, artist and child, forbidden lovers, victims of a vampire, they come close to finding what they've lost. But can love last forever? That sounds awesome. It feels like a really nice sturdy book as well. Do I continue? I mean, I'm going to have to go sort out dinner in a bit because Ollie's sat downstairs. I'm going to leave it there. How long was this? Does it tell you how long I've been on this for? It's annoying that it doesn't have like a little countdown thing. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for joining me. I will save this. I will try and save this. Sometimes Instagram doesn't like me on my phone. So I'm going to save this and I will upload it to my second channel when I get a chance. But it will be slightly annoying because it will be like portrait instead of landscape, like you want it. But it's better than nothing. So thanks for joining me. See you later. Lovely, lovely. Goodbye.